The first Avengers Doomsday trailer arrived a few days ago, putting the X-Men front and center. Most battles take place at the X-Mansion, with the final showdown against Doctor Doom and his Sentinels. Kevin Feige says the X-Men films through Days of Future Past will be important to Doomsday. There are 14 films. Some matter less, but you need to remember the key events from the rest. In this video, I'll cover everything you need to know before watching Doomsday in chronological order, from the emergence of mutants in X-Men First Class to the ending of Deadpool and Wolverine. Enjoy the video. We start in 1944 at a Nazi camp. Young Erik Lehnsherr is pulled from his parents when the metal gate bends toward him. He has discovered he controls magnetic fields. Sebastian Shaw, a Nazi scientist and secret mutant, forces Erik to demonstrate this power, and when the terrified child cannot repeat it, Shaw murders Erik's mother. That trauma defines Erik. Powerful humans will always persecute those who are different. In 1962, Erik hunts Shaw across the world. Charles Xavier, a powerful telepath, believes humans and mutants can coexist. These two become the most important relationship in mutant history. Charles grew up with Raven, a blue shapeshifter who becomes Mystique. He loves her like a sister, but urges her to hide her natural form, a message that pushes her towards someone who tells her to be proud. Shaw's Hellfire Club manipulates the Cold War. He absorbs energy and plans to turn the Cuban Missile Crisis into nuclear war, so mutants inherit the Earth. Charles and Erik recruit young mutants, including Hank McCoy, who accidentally becomes the Blue Beast while trying to cure himself. Shaw attacks, kills one recruit, another defects. The survivors train at Charles's mansion. During the crisis, Erik kills Shaw with a coin from his childhood, while Charles, telepathically linked, experiences the death. Then both superpowers fire missiles at the mutants. Anyway, to Erik, this is proof. He redirects the missiles. Charles stops him. Moira fires, Erik deflects, and one bullet strikes Charles's spine, leaving him paralyzed. Erik becomes Magneto. Mystique leaves with him. Charles turns his mansion into Xavier's school for gifted youngsters, the very school Doomsday shows us damaged. Whether it's the exact same one hasn't been confirmed, but that image matters. So why does this matter before Doomsday? Charles and Erik share one goal, mutant survival, but their opposing methods define every X-Men conflict since 1962, now the saga's emotional center. In 1845, James Howlett discovers bone claws and the ability to heal from nearly any wound. His half-brother is Victor Creed. They fight through the Civil War, both World Wars, and Vietnam because their healing slows aging. William Stryker recruits them into Team X, a Black Ops group. Logan leaves, disgusted. Later, Stryker tricks Logan into believing Victor murdered the woman he loved. Desperate, Logan agrees to Weapon X. He was born with healing and bone claws. The procedure bonds indestructible adamantium to his skeleton. When Logan discovers Stryker imprisons mutants, including young Scott Summers, who becomes Cyclops, he turns on Stryker. Stryker shoots Logan with adamantium bullets. He survives, but the trauma destroys his memories. Logan has lost his past and gained an unbreakable skeleton. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Logan's adamantium, lost memory, and Weapon X history are Wolverine's foundation, carrying into Deadpool and Wolverine. By the early 2000s, mutants are publicly known. Senator Kelly supports forced registration. Charles believes in dialogue. Magneto survived the Holocaust, so he knows where government lists lead. Rogue absorbs memories and powers through touch, meaning she can never safely touch anyone. She meets Logan, a man with no memory, adamantium claws, and healing. Sabretooth attacks. Cyclops and Storm rescue them. At Xavier's school, Professor X leads with telepathy. Cyclops fires destructive optic energy. Jean Grey is telepathic and telekinetic. Storm controls weather. Mystique serves Magneto as a shapeshifter. Cerebro amplifies Charles's telepathy to find mutants. Magneto builds a machine that forcibly mutates humans. It kills Kelly. He kidnaps Rogue to operate it at Ellis Island. The X-Men fight at the Statue of Liberty. Logan destroys the machine. Rogue nearly dies, but Logan lets her absorb his healing. Magneto goes to a plastic prison. Logan has found a family. So why does this matter before Doomsday? The ideological war between Charles and Magneto is set. Every future alliance and betrayal grows from here. Nightcrawler, a teleporting mutant, attacks the White House while mind-controlled. Stryker seizes the fear to assault Xavier's school. His hatred partly comes from his son Jason, who creates mental illusions. Stryker captures Xavier and Cyclops, planning to use Xavier with Cerebro to kill every mutant. Mystique frees Magneto, who temporarily joins the X-Men against the common threat. At Alkali Lake, Logan confronts Stryker about Weapon X, but chooses his family over answers. Magneto secretly reprograms Cerebro to target all non-mutant humans. The X-Men must stop 2 genocides, Pyro defects. As the facility collapses, Jean Grey holds back an entire lake while lifting the aircraft to safety. She disappears. Something glows beneath the water, shaped like a P-Honix. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Doomsday. Nightcrawler is confirmed for Doomsday, and Jean's sacrifice triggers the Phoenix tragedy. A pharmaceutical treatment suppresses the mutant gene. Some mutants want freedom from unwanted powers. Magneto sees a weapon. Rogue considers taking it to touch someone. Jean returns from the lake with uncontrollable power. Her abilities created a split personality called Phoenix, and mental barriers Charles placed in her childhood are breaking. Phoenix kills Cyclops at Alkali Lake. Charles tries to contain it, and Jean destroys his body. Magneto takes Jean, builds an army, and moves the Golden Gate Bridge to reach Alcatraz, where the cure is produced. Beast injects Magneto. Rogue takes the treatment voluntarily. Jean loses control and disintegrates everything. Logan approaches because his healing lets him survive. Jean resurfaces and asks him to end it. Logan kills the woman he loves. Charles survived by transferring his consciousness into a comatose patient. Days of Future Past will rewrite most of these deaths. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Cyclops, Xavier, and Jean die before the timeline is rewritten. Doomsday brings back Cyclops, so which version appears depends on the reset. In 2013, Logan lives haunted by Jean. He travels to Japan to meet Yoshida, a man he saved during Nagasaki. The elderly Yoshida wants Logan's healing. Viper suppresses his power. Logan protects Yoshida's granddaughter and defeats him inside the Silver Samurai. His adamantium claws are cut off and bone claws grow back. He chooses life over guilt. 2 years later, Charles and Magneto approach Logan together, warning about a weapon threatening mutant kind, the Sentinels. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Charles and Magneto reunite to warn Logan about extinction, leading directly into Days of Future Past. Around 2016, Wade Wilson falls for Vanessa. Terminal cancer pushes him into an experiment where Ajax tortures him to activate a mutation. Wade gains extreme healing at the cost of severe scarring. He becomes Deadpool, hunts Ajax, and kills him after rescuing Vanessa. Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead connect him to the X-Men world. This establishes Wade without changing the larger timeline. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Wade is now a nearly unkillable force linked to the X-Men, and his need for purpose becomes critical. In 2018, Vanessa is killed. Wade meets Russell, a young mutant abused at his orphanage. Cable, a soldier from the future, arrives to kill Russell because adult Russell murders Cable's family. Wade believes Russell can choose differently and forms X-Force. Most die immediately except Domino, whose power bends probability. Russell joins Juggernaut to kill the abusive director. Wade stops him before his first murder. That choice changes Russell's future. Cable's family survives. Wade sacrifices himself, and Cable uses the final charge in his wrist-mounted device to save Wade. Now about that device. Cable's device is a wrist-mounted time machine for traveling between future and past. Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Yukio repair it. Wade uses it to save Vanessa, save Peter, and travel to the Origins Wolverine scene to shoot the Weapon 11 version of himself. Time travel is now something Wade accesses through this device. It is not a TVA TemPad, completely different technology, and the distinction matters enormously. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Cable's device lets Deadpool reach other timelines. Wade's willingness to die for Russell also proves he's more than a joke, and both facts become central to the multiverse story. Now the film that reshapes everything. In 2023, Sentinels have nearly exterminated mutant kind. These machines hunt and kill mutants, and the most advanced models adapt to different powers. Xavier and Magneto reunite because survival outweighs rivalry. Kitty Pryde sends consciousness into a person's younger body. Changing 50 years requires a jump. Only Logan's healing can survive. His mind travels from 2023 into his 1973 body to stop Mystique from killing Bolivar Trask, the Sentinel program's creator. Stopping that assassination is critical. In the original history, Mystique kills Trask. He becomes a martyr. She is captured, and experiments on her shape-shifting DNA let later Sentinels adapt to any mutant ability. Logan must break that chain. He finds Charles in 1973, and Charles is broken. His school is closed. Hank created a treatment, letting Charles walk, but suppressing his telepathy. Logan convinces him to reclaim his power. Magneto is imprisoned beneath the Pentagon, accused of killing JFK. He claims he was trying to save Kennedy, who was a mutant. Quicksilver's speed helps break him free. Magneto decides killing Mystique is safest. He shoots her, but she escapes. Her blood is collected. Magneto controls Sentinel prototypes at a public event, lifting a stadium and surrounding the White House. Mystique points a gun at Trask. Charles Miles can control her mind, but chooses not to. He lets Raven decide. She spares Trask in front of the world. A mutant saves human leaders instead of killing them. That single act erases the Sentinel apocalypse. Logan wakes in 2023. The school is restored. Cyclops and Jean are alive. Here is the key distinction. Days of Future Past changes history inside the X-Men narrative. Deadpool and Wolverine introduces travel between separate universes. Two completely different things. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? The rewrite explains how Cyclops, Xavier, and Jean appear in Doomsday despite dying in the last stand. In 2029, few mutants have been born. Logan is aging. His healing is failing. The adamantium poisons him. He cares for an ailing Professor X whose degenerative brain condition causes deadly psychic seizures. Laura, also X-23, was created from Logan's DNA with his healing and adamantium claws. Transigen manufactured mutant children as weapons. Logan accepts Laura as his daughter. X-24, a feral clone, kills Xavier. Logan fights to get Laura and the children to safety, but X-24 mortally wounds him. Laura kills X-24 with an adamantium bullet. Logan dies holding Laura's hand. She turns his grave into an X. This Logan is dead. The Wolverine beside Deadpool is not this man. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? Logan's death in 2029 lets the TVA declare Earth 10005 a dying reality. The anchor being concept depends on this. Now everything connects. Deadpool and Wolverine opens with Wade using Cable's device to travel from Earth 10005 to Earth 616 in 2018. Earth 616 is the main MCU reality. Wade asks to join the Avengers. Happy Hogan rejects him because Wade wants to prove his importance rather than genuinely help. By 2024, Wade sells used cars, retired from Deadpool, the TVA captures him. The TVA operates outside normal time, monitoring timelines. Mr. Paradox reveals Wade's reality is DYing. Every timeline has an anchor being, someone so fundamental the timeline decays after their death. Earth 10005's anchor was Logan, who dies in 2029. The TVA knows this in 2024 because they exist outside time. The natural collapse would take thousands of years, but Paradox secretly built a time ripper to erase Wade's reality immediately. Wade refuses to lose his world and steals a TVA tempad. A tempad travels between timelines and separate realities. Cable's device moves through time. A tempad moves between universes. Different devices, different rules. Wade searches realities for a Wolverine to replace the dead Logan. He finds one in a yellow suit. Paradox calls him one of the worst variants. He is not the Logan who dies. In his universe, the X-Men called for help. He ignored them and went drinking. When he returned, humans had killed his entire team. He took revenge, killing guilty and innocent alike. His rampage destroyed the X-Men's reputation. Guilt consumes him. Paradox sends them to the Void, where the TVA discards pruned realities. Cassandra Nova rules it, a terrifying telepath and twin of a Professor X variant. She kills Johnny Storm. Wade and Wolverine find a resistance group: Blade, Elektra, Laura, and Gambit. Laura is the same X-23. Gambit, played by Channing Tatum in his first live-action appearance, is confirmed for Avengers Doomsday. Cassandra learns about the Time Ripper and travels to Earth 10005 to destroy every timeline. The Deadpool Corps, Wade variants, tries to stop them. Peter from X-Force arrives, and every variant stops fighting. Wade and Wolverine reach the Time Ripper. Its matter and antimatter streams kill anyone connecting them alone. They share the burden. Their healing destroys the machine. Cassandra is destroyed. Earth 10005 lives. Hunter B, 15 arrests. Paradox. Wade asks whether Wolverine's original history can be repaired. It cannot. His failure to save his X-Men shaped him into the person who saved Wade's world. The alternate Wolverine stays. Laura joins Wade's friends. He cannot undo his past, but saving a world gives him a new reason to be a hero. They remain connected to the MCU through the TVA. So, why does this matter before Doomsday? The Fox X-Men reality is now directly linked to the MCU. The alternate Wolverine, Laura, and Wade exist in a universe the MCU can access through the TVA. Charles and Erik begin as friends sharing one goal: mutant survival. Their opposing beliefs divide mutant kind for decades. The X-Men in Doomsday may look familiar: Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, Mystique, Nightcrawler, Beast, Gambit. Whether they are exact versions from the rewritten Fox timeline or variants hasn't been confirmed. What matters is knowing what they lost, what was restored, and why their return matters. What kind of universe do you think the X-Men inhabit in time's Doomsday? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.